Hi, in this video, I am going to show you guys how to graph and write an interval notation. So, like the problem said in the module section, x greater than 3. We're going to go ahead and graph that. So you see I've already made an x graph here from -3 to +4. Now, when it says x is greater than 3, that means that all numbers that are greater than 3, but not including the 3. If I wanted to include the 3, they would have added like a greater than and or equal to 3. That would include the 3, but it did not come with that, okay? It's just greater than 3. So we're going to go ahead and draw a graph, not including the 3. So how do I not include the 3? Well, I go ahead and make an open circle. Now I want all numbers greater than 3, so that means not the numbers to the left, but all the numbers to the right. So my graph is going to be from 3 all the way up. So it's going to look like this. I'm really going to emphasize it there so you can see what it's doing. And we're going to have the open circle. And then to write this in interval notation, I'm going to write from 3. And then how high do you think this is going to go? Forever, right? So it goes all the way to infinity. So I'm sure most of you have seen an infinity sign. It is a sideways 8. As I tried to draw it there. So that's what that looks like. So what this means in interval notation is I'm going to go from 3 all the way up until infinity. And you know I use smooth parentheses around the 3 because I don't want to include it. And I'm going to show you what would happen if I want to include the 3. What would that look like? So let's look at our second example here. And this is going to be my x is less than or equal to -2. So in this scenario, we do have that equal sign. So this means I will include the -2. So instead of an open circle, we are going to draw a closed circle. Instead of going to the right, I want less than. So this is going to go to the left and go below all the numbers below -2. Really darkened it in there for you. So to write this in interval notation, this time you always go from the lowest point to the highest point when you're writing your interval notation. Just a little hint there, a lot of students want to write their negative infinity on the right, but we always write the lowest number first. So my lowest number here, I think I gave it away, is negative infinity. So I'm going to go ahead and write negative infinity, comma, -2. But to indicate that I want to include the -2, I am going to box it in. I'm going to use a bracket instead of a smooth parentheses. You'll also note that negative infinity, infinity, always use smooth parentheses because it goes on forever. But the ones that I want to box in, like the -2 in this case, I use a bracket. Okay, notice before I used a smooth parentheses for the 3. So now let's go here. Now we're going to do between -3 and 0. In this case, I don't want to include the -3, and I do want to include the 0. So to do this, I'm going to have an open circle at -3, and I want all the numbers in between -3 and 0, including the 0. So I'm going to go ahead and color that in. And it's going to look like this. And then to write this in interval notation, I want to go ahead and write -3. I'm not going to include the -3, so I'm going to use a smooth parenthesis. I'm going to do all the numbers in between the two, and I'm going to go up to 0. And in this case, I want to include the 0. So this is how you write interval notation. Okay, guys, hopefully this will help you with your homework. and I will see you in the next video.